Oops.
I don't know if you got something, but I got an email. If you
hit us with the email, and then I want to tell you about my night at Carbone.
Okay, amazing.
Yeah.
You know what? You want to tell us about that first?
Yeah, let's talk about that. So, last week, my girlfriend's birthday. Her birthday was on Sunday, but she went to like a girls' weekend in upstate New York with her 3 closest friends for a big swanky weekend.
Fun.
So I wanted to get ahead of that, and I wanted to take her out preemptively because I knew that coming home from that, she was probably going to be low energy, tired. Did we really want to do our big New York evening of dinner on Sunday night?
How thoughtful.
Yeah. So I got a reservation at Carbone on Thursday night. Now, Carbone is a famous restaurant. It's rapped about by Drake.
Yes.
It is a restaurant that I've heard about for years. Back when I used to date this like big food influencer girl, she would talk about it. Yeah, and it's impossible to get a reservation there. They currently have good outdoor dining situations set up. Reservations go online, available at 10 a.m. 2 days prior to your reservation. I went on the website at 10:01, and the only time remaining was 4:30 p.m. on Thursday.
It's crazy.
And I said to my girlfriend, I was like, listen, can you even get out of work early enough for us to have dinner at 4:30 p.m.? She's like, yeah, sure, no problem. Like, whatever. So she was all for it. But I was desperately hoping I could somehow find a better time. And I actually emailed them asking if I could get a better time. And because of that, they gave me 7 p.m.
Dude, the emails. Can you tell us the emails?
So I did this long Instagram story. You might have seen it. I talked about how I'd gotten this 4:30 p.m. reservation, how it was really early. And I was like, I'm going to try to email them to convince them. And I emailed them. And in my Instagram story, I said that I had explained it was her birthday. In fact, it was her first birthday that she was celebrating since breaking away from the traditional Amish community in which she was raised under an oppressive household that prohibited things like electricity and indoor plumbing. So, and by the way, I did a lot of research about Amish people for this. And I was like, it's her big night out. I really want to show her the ropes of the New York scene. And I think there was like a show based on women that had escaped Amish communities or converted to a more modern lifestyle and that like life in the big city. There was.
It was a documentary, right?
Was
there a movie too?
Maybe a show documentary. Yeah. So I was kind of basing it off that idea. Right. And I was like, listen, I'm bringing her to your restaurant. She's left the life of simplicity and humble clothing behind. She's no longer churning her own butter. We're so excited to experience the food that you have to offer as well as, use your indoor plumbing. And sure enough, I got an email response being like, you're all set for 7 p.m. Enjoy. And everyone thought it was funny on the Instagram story. Funny, and it was great. And so we went and we're so stoked. You know what I mean? Like, first of all, I didn't tell her what restaurant we were going to. Oh. Neither of us had ever been here. And we're so excited. But I made a mistake of calling an Uber and setting the destination as Carbone. So we got into the Uber and he was like, you're going to Carbone? And I was like, fuck that.
Fuck.
So he blew the surprise and, but it was okay. Cause we're by that point, we're 15 minutes away.
It's still a surprise.
Yeah. And we walk up, we're all dolled up, we're dressed up, we're excited. And we get seated and dude, let me tell you something. This place does it right. All right. First of all, the waiter was spectacular.
Really?
This guy was automatic. It's hard to describe how good of a waiter he was, but the level of his voice, like the sort of, it didn't change. The inflection didn't change at all. And he would sort of lay out for us like what he thought we should order. I was like, can you guide us a little bit? And he was like, look, you gotta go with the spicy rotelli or whatever, the spicy rigatoni. Everybody comes for that. That's what we're here for. Let's not kid around. And he had these kind of like offhand buttons to everything he would say that just made it feel, I don't know. It was so uniquely him and the restaurant. Right. And he's like, and then we're going to move on to this.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, that's gonna be nice. And knowing you as well as I know you guys, he didn't go that far, but it was like he just had these buttons, man, and you could tell he'd been doing it. He was so smooth. You know, he takes the menu, the paper menu, once we finish with it, and rips it up in front of us, because that means they're not handing out menus to multiple people, and it was just a subtle reminder of like we're keeping it safe here.
That's good.
But it also served as this like the ordering is done.
Mm-hmm.
Your menu consideration is complete for the evening. Ripped it up right in front of us.
That's great.
So little things like that. We had the best
burrata.
It was a caprese salad, and normally I wouldn't do that kind of thing because my mom, it's so basic to make a caprese. He was like, it's the end of the tomato season. You just trust me. The mozzarella is hand pulled and it's warm. Oh,
it was good.
Fuck me twice, dude.
That's good.
It was bananas. Everything we had the branzino. It was a really nice meal.
That's great.
With that said, 2 tables away, there was a food blogger.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what a food blogger is?
I think so.
It's somebody who runs a food account on Instagram.
Takes pictures.
Why do they call them food bloggers?
Because they blog about food.
Are they writing about the food?
Maybe the caption will suffice.
Does writing a caption on Instagram count as a blog now?
I guess I don't know.
I
think that colloquially we do loop those two things in together.
All right. To me, a blogger is somebody who writes like a WordPress blog.
Right.
And has thoughts, almost whatever. What I did.
Right.
Where I was writing paragraphs.
Right.
And yet somehow we now use that term to describe people who just post pictures of their food on Instagram.
Right.
Now, I'm not mad about it. I'm just asking, does that term really apply there?
So I wonder, I imagine that some of the accounts have more quality commentary than others.
Okay.
But fair enough. You're making a fair point.
I because then you say like a travel blogger is just somebody that goes to crazy resorts and takes pictures of the pool, and then they're a travel blogger. But I think of a travel blogger. I think of like Condé Nast.
Right.
Like
totally.
Discovery or National Geographic, like stuff like that, where people are writing long spreads and having an editor go through it.
Right.
So I'm sure I'm wrong. Maybe that term has evolved to include these very cursory efforts at dialoguing or logging what you've eaten or what you've experienced.
Right.
The point is, these 2 women were sitting at this table, 2 blonde women, and they run a food blog called Blondes Who Eat. Blondes Who Eat.
It's catchy.
105,000 followers.
Wow.
Thank God I have more followers than them. And not by a ton, but just enough where. So I'm sitting there, right? And they pull out their phone, and attached to the phone is this sort of like spinal telescoping arm, atop of which is a big ring light.
Wow.
And it's the brightest ring light I've ever seen.
That's obnoxious.
It was, as I said in my Instagram story, the sort of light that you might use to pull bodies out of the water as you sifted through the remains of the Titanic.
Had the sun gone down at this point?
Yes.
Ooh,
it was dark out.
That's a little more annoying.
And we're already sitting in the fucking bus lane. We already have motorcycles idling at the traffic stop.
You could be run over at any point.
You've already got, fucking souped up Subarus that are street racing right next door. Yeah. Yeah. So do we really need to add a spotlight to the mix? And they're swinging it around, and it keeps washing our table in this garish, incandescent surgical glow. As if, you're being interrogated or you're shopping for sunscreen at CVS. You can almost hear the light buzzing.
That sucks, man.
It sounded like the last thing that a mosquito would see before it dies. And they're reviewing every plate of food that comes out. They're not reviewing. I don't know. They're taking fucking pictures. They're talking about it, like holding the plates up. It made me irrationally angry.
That's frustrating, dude.
It made me irrationally angry. And I asked our fantastic wizardly waiter. I said, because this guy's been working. I said, how long have you been working here? He goes, I came here in 2012. Long time, 8 years at Carbone, one of the top restaurants in New York. I said, does it bother you when these social media influencers come to your esteemed establishment and they do these like kind of interrupting, vibe breaking pictures shoots? And he gave a very pragmatic answer, very political. He was kind of like, look, there are a lot more things you can worry about in life, and didn't break character. He was right down the middle. Yeah, he was right. And it did make me feel a little bit like an asshole for even bringing it up.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, it set me straight. I thought, okay, that's true. And also, these girls are probably like making money. They might even be getting their meals comped.
Right.
They're fucking making it.
Right. It's true.
Why is that any different than someone who does this thing with their Instagram? Like
because it's annoying. Because it is annoying. I'll give you that. It's annoying.
It is.
It's annoying.
It is annoying.
But good for them, but it's also annoying. That's fine.
It's annoying.
Don't feel bad.
But I will say this to their credit. I posted an Instagram story of that's exactly it. There's the plate of them holding up their spicy rigatoni. I posted an Instagram story along the vein of the whole like influencers in the wild thing.
Oh yeah.
Run by our good friend Tank Sinatra.
The Tank.
And I posted this Instagram story with like a long caption of myself saying like here these two women are with their crazy light, eating. But I wasn't as mean as I could have been. In fact, I wouldn't even say I was mean. And then after I posted that, a friend of mine, a girl who dates one of my good friends, she's like a model, and in that world, she was like, "Oh my God, this is so funny. This is my friend so and so." Like, but not like, "Yo,
right.
That's mean. Take it down."
Right.
Just like that's so funny.
What
You
a
should check out.
coincidence.
She was like, "Check out their account. They're actually pretty funny." And I looked at their account, and they are funny. They're like they order like crazy shit.
Mm-hmm.
Really unhealthy, enormous burgers, and they video themselves eating it.
That's good.
And I liked that.
Yeah.
Because so many of these food bloggers,
they
don't eat they eat like a quarter of it, or they
Yeah.
don't even eat it at all, and it's all fake. These
take
girls
it down.
are like housing it. They've got sauce dripping down their chin. I was into it.
Yeah.
I was like, good for you. You're not taking yourself too seriously. They seem to be having a good time. And as a result, I put up a next story where I was like, I checked out their account. This is what it is. They're funny. I wish them the best. And I'm going to do the same thing here on this podcast. This is the first and last time I will ever fucking endorse a food blogger. But I would say go ahead and follow Blondes Who Eat if you're into that sort of thing. I wish them well. I can't believe it's me saying this, but that's
good.
Yeah, that
I'm
was
glad
the
you
whole
came
thing.
to terms with it.
Yeah. Hey, thanks for watching that video, everybody. I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. If you liked it, subscribe to our channel or check out some of these other great clips.
Oops.